Historically, fisheries and water managers were in an adversarial relationship where water managers placed the highest priority on meeting human system needs. They had less information and less skill at meeting natural system and fish needs.
In the Okanagan River Basin, we are very, very fortunate that we have a collaborative environment that allows us to communicate with one another across the border as well as amongst the various factions that utilize water and be able to come up with a balance.
The collaborations have been very successful over the last 20 years in particular. We've moved Okanagan sockeye, for example, from a decadal average of only roughly 50,000 fish to the most recent decadal average of over 250,000 fish. So that's a success story in anyone's book.
Every stock of fish in this river basin is better off today than they were 20 years ago. There aren't many basins in the Columbia River that can say that. And so we're seen as an example of what's possible. Water management becomes a balance for fish. You have to have enough water for them to sustain their livelihood and do the things they need to do in that habitat. But at the same time, you don't want so much water that you cause them problems on the upper end of the extreme. And so water is always a balancing act when it comes to fish species. And they don't need every drop, but they need enough to survive.
This species of salmon, sockeye salmon, are on the southern end of their range. And so if climate heats up very much, they're going to have a much more difficult time. Going forward, climate change will change the hydrology of the region. And of course, this is going to cause real challenges for sustainable water management and sustainable ecosystems, because the agricultural and human systems that are present in the Okanagan Valley are adapted to the historical hydrograph, as are the biological adaptations of the fish. So both of them are going to have to change, and we're going to have to find ways of intervening if we want them both to be sustainable going into the future.
There will be challenges ahead that we'll all have to face, but with the right tools and the right attitude and the willingness to work together and communicate, I don't think that there's anything that's insurmountable.